The history of the Straight Allies campaign really comes from the States, where there's a movement for groups to come together rather than being in their own ghettos. Stonewall in London has now taken this on board and is doing some brilliant work about straight allies in the workplace. And we thought, well, if they're doing that in London, we can do that here in Northampton, and we want to do it beyond the workplace as well. And we came up with our own version of the Straight Allies campaign, which we're going to be launching at the Umbrella Fair in Northampton.
We were already going to have an LGBT presence at the festival. It just made complete sense for us to launch a Straight Allies campaign here at the Umbrella Fair, where we already do promote equality as part of our ethos. Lots of straight people support their lesbian, gay, bisexual friends and family with a statement and then some kind of a badge they can wear afterwards, really fitted with our ethos.
I think gay people need straight allies to give confidence, build support, educate people, make other people around us more aware of the issues.
I think the Straight Allies campaign represents a really interesting development in terms of lesbian and gay equality. It's the first time that we're actually encouraging straight people to get involved and actually be part of the movement, rather than sort of getting into a ghetto where we have to do everything for ourselves. When gay people come out, it's never just a one-off process. You seem to think that it might be, but it's not. You come out originally to a straight friend usually, and if they give you a good reaction, that gives you the boost to go on and tell other people. If I walk into a new workplace and they've got a Straight Allies logo and people with Straight Allies badges, I know that I can come out and it's not going to be an issue and I'm going to be supported.
We've got our own TGB officer. Nationally, obviously, we're very much against any form of discrimination against people in the workplace or in society. A lot of the rights we've got now are because people stood up and fought for them at a personal cost before. I'm sure people don't feel that they've been treated differently in the workplace because of their sexuality and are afraid to mention it. It should be equality in the workplace as well as in society as a whole.
I'm wearing the badge in support for LGBT as a straight ally. I think actually in my generation things aren't so bad. I can see a definite difference between my parents' generation and my own generation. As far as I'm concerned, it shouldn't really even need to be an issue anymore. You know, we're all exactly the same, and that's why I show my full support.
To be a straight ally, I think, is somebody who supports anybody who's gay, bisexual, lesbian or transgender, letting them know that there's somebody there to support you.
My friend, she was a lesbian, but when she was at my school she couldn't tell anybody, so she ended up moving schools.
I had a friend like that. It wasn't the coming out bit that she was worried about, like she came out to her mum and it was all good, but then afterwards, like when she talks about it, because she says it was just a phase, a lot of her new friends at college are a bit iffy with it, like they don't understand.
Even if it's only a group of people who say they're straight allies, at least you know there's somebody there who actually does support you.
Yeah, I think if she knew that it is okay, I think she's just kind of got into the mindset that that's not right and it is okay. So I think the straight allies would really be beneficial for her.
I wanted to get back into rugby again. Saw about these guys online. Inclusivity of it, not just for gay or whatever, but you don't want to be the odd one out.
I was in the army for 15 years and I played a little bit of rugby. My girlfriend said that one of her friends at work plays for a rugby team. It doesn't bother me the sexuality of anyone that I play with. It's just a bunch of guys, and it's not about anything else but the sport.
And the drinking.
Yeah, and the drinking, yeah.
And the eating. And
if you need throwing them on the floor, throw them on the floor. So learning from you. Yes. Yeah, well, I can do that. Push them over.
Ben gets the gay band, so I get it straight. It's just crossed over. People here, it's not just mixed in gay and straight and or bi or whatever. It's also ability.
The sport was created for people of different builds and everything, and we've got different skill levels across the whole board. Obviously, there's towns and places that don't have teams like us, so those players that are gay would probably feel less inclined in coming out about the whole thing or being overt. Ben Cohen could be a big champion for the straight allies.
He's not gay, but still, I expect he has an opinion, step forward. Gay, straight, bi, whatever. it really does give you confidence, knowing someone's got your back, someone's there to look after you, someone's there to teach you how. You know, if other areas of your life were so easy, I'd be happy.
Run into the gap, blast them both out the way.
We're only 2.5 years old. This is our first league season. We are an inclusive team, so we invite everybody to come down to us regardless of age, fitness level, experience, sexuality. If they want to play rugby, we'll get you up to your fitness level and we'll get you into the games.
It's a beautiful people.
Going off to rehearse for a panto now. Okay, bye.
As captain of Northampton Football Club, as a squad and as a club as a whole, we fully back the Northampton Straight Allies campaign.
Back in 1850, when this is set, only heterosexuals could produce a homosexual or anything like that. I'm absolutely passionate about the whole concept of allies. So the film Pride that's just come out, if anything was a reminder that a small group of people can make a massive difference. They build a connection with a group of minors. And I love that idea of not standing on your own. I came out after I left home at the age of 18 because I moved from this tiny little isolated community to the north. I moved to Leeds. And it was safer to come out in a big city where I felt there were people like me. And so I guess that inspires my poetry. It's still difficult to come out. It's like it was difficult for me in the 80s to come out as a lesbian. It was far more difficult later when I actually decided to come out as bisexual. I lost a lot of people off my Christmas card list, but I had to be true to myself.
Which is why the Straight Allies campaign is really good, because you've got a wave of people who can support us without us necessarily having to put ourselves on the front line all the time.
Next time someone says to you, isn't it great the way the world has changed for gay people, lesbian people, or transgender people, whatever, just stop them and pause and say, the world didn't change, we changed it by asking straight people to work with us, but we're the engine. No straight person ever woke up in the morning and went, do you know what, I think I'll become a gay liberationist, just like no man ever woke up in the morning and go, feminism, how fabulous.
What do you think about the idea of getting Straight Allies on board if we can?
I think it's great. I think it's great to ask people a very simple thing, to say this is actually about our lives. It's not about our lives. It's not about, could you give us permission to go away somewhere and be gay? We're your neighbours, we're your children, we're your grandparents, we're your godparents, we're the person who tells you your newspaper in the morning. We would really appreciate it if you came on board and helped us.
How was coming out for you?
Oh, blimey. Stormy. I mean, I've taken a big journey in my own life with my father, who was devastated when I came out. We're best mates. He's coming over for lunch tomorrow with his girlfriend. He spends most Sundays in our house. He's my best friend. Apart from my husband, my father is my best friend. People still find it hard to come out. I think kids and teenagers still have a really hard time taking their first steps as gay people. Do you remember in the 80s going out with your badge on, or sitting on the tube with a badge saying Gay Liberation Front, which I did, and your heart's in your mouth? Nowadays, it's just pearls. I don't do badges anymore. I do wear my pearls.
We're here on International Coming Out Day to launch the Straight Allies in the Workplace campaign, where heterosexual people are encouraged to come out as straight allies and support the LGBT community. Do you think this is a good idea for Northampton?
I think it is a great idea, and I really congratulate you and everybody else involved in this, because I want to do everything I can, and I want to encourage everybody else to do everything they can to support everyone in our community to feel comfortable and to feel at home. And I think they can feel that way in Northampton, and I want to do everything I can to encourage that.
I think the same way that the anti-racism movement needed white people on board, so any movement to challenge homophobia has to include straight people. It'll be artificial not to do that. It would be a waste of time.